Okay, I am serving black gothic queen realness. First of all, I just woke up. I woke up like this an hour ago. So this is what my face looks like when I wake up, and then I put on makeup. What did I want to talk about? Oh, drugs. Okay. So I don't do drugs. Right? Drug free is the way to be, unless the drugs are free. That's my philosophy. Now, I'm not out here doing crystal meth and stuff because it's free, because it's gratis. But, like, from time to time, I'll smoke some weed. But, like, only if I don't have to pay for it. And only if the person who's, like, rolling it up has a clean mouth. Okay? I don't smoke with hoes. I don't smoke with hoes. So, you know, somebody's like, Marie, you trying to smoke? And I'd be like, let me see your face. Okay. Because I don't need any of that on my face. I don't need it. So, a couple of years ago, somebody put me on to the edible game. Now, edibles is when they'll melt the weed down into like a butter or like a sauce or like a gravy. I don't know if that one's right. And they'll like bake it into like brownies and cupcakes and cookies. They could put it on like candy and like lollipops and stuff. Like, it's out there, right? It's out in these streets. So I had a show, pretty big show, at the Knitting Factory in Brooklyn, and I was nervous. Not that I was going to do badly on stage or that people weren't going to laugh at my stuff. I was nervous that I was going to fall off the stage. So I'm going to get on stage and be like, what up, guys? And be like, blah, 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 and be like, no. And everyone's going to be laughing, and I'm going to be like, but my hip. And they're going to be like, she's old. So that's what my fear is as a performer, is that I'm going to fall down and embarrass myself, or I'm going to jump up and do some, like, crazy animated move, and my pants are going to go right down the butt. Because, you know, I got such a fat butt. So I was walking down the street yesterday, and somebody was like, Nicki Minaj and her son. And I was like, they thought the lady next to me was Nicki Minaj, and they were calling me a little boy. Anyway, so I had this show. They put me up first. I went up. It was cool. After the show, it's a bunch of comedians. Everybody's smoking weed in the back. But there's this dude. He's not a comedian, but he's cool with all the comics because he has all the drugs, right? Like he always has, like he'll open his coat and he'd be like, I have 19 blunts rolled and some edibles. I got some edible caramel popcorn. I got lollipops. I got pretzels. I got edible peanuts. So on that Sunday, this was like a week ago, he opened the coat, he opened the flap, and he had peanuts, and they were like candied peanuts. Anyway, I'm throwing these peanuts back like Skittles. I'm like, oh, best peanuts. They were delicious, just hot. I'm throwing 1, 2, 3 in the air, and I'm like, hop, 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 just catching these edibles in my face, just no, 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 no. And Sydney was there, and Sydney was like, Marie, you are tearing those peanuts up, and I was like, how you know? So good. Just had the bag. You know how when you get to the bottom of like the Doritos bag and you like it's still some cancer at the bottom of the bag. I need that. And like you flip it open and you like pour it into your mouth. That's me and these pretzels. So, you know, I had like 2 or 3 drinks, but like throughout the night, and smoked a lot throughout the night. So I'm like, what a good day. I didn't fall off the stage, beer. And I am, you know, but it's, the thing with edibles is it doesn't hit you right away. Like an edible will hit you gradually until you look up and you're like, damn, I'm high. Like and the edible high is different than like a smoking high. Like an edible high, like for me is always physical. Like I'll start twitching and I can't control myself, or like I'll be very aware of like how much space I take up. Does that make sense? Like I'll be like, oh, I need all this room. I don't know what was in these peanuts, but I don't think it was weed. I think he put some lean in the peanuts because I started talking like Future and cursing Ciara out. But I was like, I've never been so high in my entire life. I felt like Rihanna rolled up in some Khalifa dipped in Snoop Dogg. Like, that's what I felt like. I was like, ugh. Hold on, my nose. My nose from probably all the cocaine I did for breakfast. So my friend and I, the girl who introduced me to the 19 blunts and the coat man, she was like, I'm hungry. I'm about to get out of here. I'm like, you going to the diner? She's like, yes. I was like, I'm coming with you. We don't even say goodbye to anybody. We just go, right? I don't remember how we got to the diner. Like, I vaguely remember walking to the diner because I remember saying, I could feel all of my steps, right? I could feel every single step. And we're walking down the street and I'm like, every step I take. I'm singing like a beautiful angel because that's the kind of voice that I've been told that I have. Because I got my voice back. So we get to the diner. I'm like, I don't know what I want. I got an egg sandwich. I always wash my hands before I eat, but I was so high. I was like, I think I got some sanitizer in my backpack. I don't even have a backpack, but I was like, I got it, sanitizer. More people show up who are cool with us, and they're like, they said that I was chewing but not swallowing, just chewing and falling asleep at the table. So my friend is like, Marie, we got to put you in an Uber. And I'm like, no, we don't. I can take the train. I'm cool with the train. And they're like, no. We're not putting you on the train like this. You're not ever going to make it home. And I was like, no, I'm fine. And they're like, you might end up in Jersey. And I was like, put me in an Uber because I don't go there. So they put me in an Uber. And it's like three of us in the car, right? And I pass out. I'm just knocked out. Next thing you know, I'm awake. And I'm like, I feel like I've been in this Uber for hours. Like, hours. I was like, and I'm in the Uber with it's just me and the driver now. And I'm like, what? Where are we? And he's saying whatever Uber words that they be saying in the front seat. And I start to feel sick. I was like, ooh, I feel sick. I feel like I'm going to throw up. And he's like, ooh, let me get you a bag. Ready? This is what happens. I put my hand on my face and I threw up in my hand. Like, I was like, threw up in my hand. Of course. There's like a strand of hair that's like in my mouth while I'm like here, just right here by the hand, just dipping in the. So the guy gives me a bag, and I threw up again in the bag, right? Which is crazy because I don't ever throw up because I am a professional lady. And he's like, oh, I don't have any paper towels in the car. Let me jump out and get some napkins, right? And he jumps out of the car and leaves me in the Uber. I'm high. I'm like, I don't know where I am. Like, I'm looking around. There's a Chase Bank. There's some building I've never seen before. And I called Sydney right away. Why did you guys leave me in an Uber by myself? And she's like, we put you in the Uber to go home. And I was like, but why did you guys leave me? And she's like, we were never with you. And I was like, yes, you were. Like, I got in the Uber and y'all were in the Uber with me. And she was like, no, we weren't. You got in an Uber pool and it was two random beige girls in the car with you. And I was like, I threw up. Like, I threw up in the Uber. And she's like, oh my God, what you want me to do about that? And I was like, I don't know where I am. He left me in the car by myself. Now she's worried, right? What do you mean he left you in the car by yourself? I was like, he went to get some tissues or some napkins or some condoms. I don't know, but I'm by myself and I don't know where the hell I'm at. Do you want me to come meet you? Meet me where? Like, I don't know where I am. So he must have been gone for legit like 2 minutes, but it felt like I was in the car by myself for half an hour. And he comes back and I'm like, where did you go? Don't you ever leave me again? And he's like, I went to get these paper towels. They were 3 for $5. I think I got a good deal. I'm like, come on, sir. So, because a little bit of it had gotten on the floor and like on the seat. And so we're wiping it up. And I'm like, where am I? And he was like, oh, you're on Myrtle Avenue. And I like look up and I was like, oh my God, that's Sushi's building right here. Like right here. And I was like, oh no, because I haven't seen Sushi in 4 months. And I was like, we got to go because I can't be, the first time he sees me, it can't be me thrown up in the car with the light on with some strange Uber man. I wasn't even like, it was like an Uber X. It was an Uber pool. So, I was in like a little Monster. I was in a little Camry. I was like, I'm not even throwing up in a Lambo. I'm throwing up in a Fiat. I was like, we gotta go. So I'm like, how long have I been here? And he's like, legit 20 minutes. Like I was in the Uber for a total of like 25 minutes. It felt like 3 years. So I don't know if you know this, but when you throw up in an Uber, they charge you $100 to clean it up. So I got that email 2 days later. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Anyway, no more edibles for me because every time I've taken them, I said that. But it never cost me an extra $100. I only do it if it's free. It cost me an extra what? $100. Also, my body is a temple, so I probably shouldn't be doing drugs anyway. If you have like an interesting edible story, or you want to meet the dude with the 19 blunts, hit me up. Let me know. Leave a comment. Call me when you get home. Actually, call me when you get to work, because that's what time it is right now. Call me when you get to work. Okay?